English Premier League football seen on the Rush channels on the SportsMax app. We are continuing now and talking football. Cash-rich Newcastle started today's Premier League clash against Everton at St James's Park with their big money Brazilian signing on the bench. For Everton, neither Dele Alli nor his fellow new recruit Donny van der Beek were named in Frank Lampard's first Premier League starting 11. So how did it end? Let's find.
First Premier League game of the Frank Lampard era at Everton gets underway against one of the few sides in a more desperate situation than themselves. It's Gordon who sends it in. Keane was there, flicked on and saved off the line, but eventually it trickles into the back of the net.
This have been pointed at him over the course of the season so far. He's got absolutely no chance here. It's cleared off the line directly at him. The skipper can't get out of the way as much as he's doing to try and get back to cover Keane, who's following in as well.
Trippier. And arriving at the bar post! Newcastle immediately respond! And is that man?
It really is a commanding header, isn't it, by Jamal Lascelles?
Now Joe Linton. Leaves it for Sam Maximin. Into the box it goes! Ryan Fraser is there to get what could be a very, very crucial goal for Newcastle.
A brief moment of hesitancy, perhaps, when you see Willock on the goal line. And Newcastle United fans hoping he doesn't get touched because he's quite clearly offside, but it's Ryan Fraser, the diminutive Ryan Fraser, in a little pocket of space inside the 6-yard box.
Trippier! That is magnificent!
The pessimist says a goalkeeper shouldn't get beaten there. Someone who revels in the beauty of football just sits back and enjoys it.
Skips away. Sam Maximin breaks free. And here they go again! Off the post, and Willock has a go! There goes the full-time whistle. What a performance, what a result for Newcastle, who take a very important 3 points.
Yeah, so Kieran Trippier with a fabulous free kick, putting the lid on things for Newcastle, coming from behind, going behind early,
right.
And Frankie Lampard's Everton not being able to hold on.
Well, not a good start for Frank Lampard. Somebody that I really wish, could get things right and, get his team back to winning ways. But Newcastle lands, they always say money talks. When you have the right amount of money, enough money to do all these magical things, it works. And we see Newcastle benefiting from, having some really super rich owners. They now have 2 back-to-back wins. And their fans would be extremely happy. They would breathe a sigh of relief, especially because now they have 2 wins back-to-back. They're out of the relegation zone, and they'd feel like they can continue on this trajectory and moving forward. Eventually they'll start to think that they can compete for the top 4 because they're going to keep signing, right? You have a lot of money. You have these rich owners. Now your confidence is up. And I think once you start winning, you always want more.
Yeah. Well, Coach Eddie Howe would have thought long and hard about his starting roster today. Of course, the new Brazilian Guimarães coming into their setup, and he had him on the bench. He came in very, very late. And I guess there would have been some question marks about him not being on the starting roster because fans of Newcastle would be so happy that he was finally with them or, getting a good signing like that. So for him to make a decision to bring him so late in the game, but on the back of that, getting a handsome 3-1 victory, I guess Newcastle fans would be smiling no matter what.
Yeah, and Everton fans would be extremely disappointed because I do know, Lance, that when they signed Frankie Lampard, they were excited, to have him based on the fact, I know he didn't do well for Chelsea, but he had a way with the bosses where he was able to get the players in that he needed. And there were a couple of glimmers of hope, signs of Chelsea doing well and whatnot. So not a good start for Frank Lampard, but I wouldn't really judge him on the first game. We'll monitor to see how well he does with Everton.
Yeah, West Ham were up against Watford today as well, and Jaron Bowen got the winner for West Ham in a 1-0 result that keeps the Hammers among the top flight.
Yeah, and Mikel Antonio, the Jamaican there, is paying close attention to him. He didn't get the back of the net today, but, you know, West Ham getting the 3 points against Watford. They were the ones who had a lot of chances, Lance. They capitalized on it, and that's how you walk away with 3 points. You have to take those chances.
Yeah, and they move back into 4th spot.
Exactly.
Ahead of Man United, who didn't get the result they wanted today. But, you know, West Ham are showing themselves to be a very gritty team. You know, maybe a couple of months ago, among the top flight people were just saying it's just a matter of time that they would tumble out of the top group that they currently held. But they are showing themselves here to be worthy of their spot, moving up to 40 points now, 1 ahead of Man United, and 6th place Arsenal are 4 further points back on 36. So you have to give West Ham the respect that it has earned. There they are on 40 points. Yeah, 17 points off the lead. But Manchester City are way ahead of everyone else. But if you look at where they are in relation to Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, they are right there and looking for a spot in Europe.
Yeah, looking like, you know, top 4 contenders. And this West Ham this season is not like the ones we've seen previously. We've been seeing a West Ham team, Lance, that's willing to fight, that's fighting it out to the end, unlike Manchester United. And I have to say that because they played earlier today, and maybe that's the perfect example that I can use. You get chances, a bit unfortunate one in the opening stages of the match when that goal was disallowed. But apart from that, you get chances and then you don't close off. West Ham, they do the opposite of that. When they get a chance, they hold on to it. So rightfully so, you use the word earned. They have been earning their climb up the table.
Yeah, so Man United, because they were held to a draw today by little-rated Burnley, they have lost the number 4 spot to West Ham. Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo starting on the bench today. Good to see Paul Pogba scoring for Man United today. But I guess, you know, Man United fans obviously disappointed that they weren't able to get past Burnley, who most people, including me, think they should have been able to. Burnley are firmly rooted to the bottom of the table. Only 1 victory so far from 20 matches.
That.
And for Man U not being able to get a result.
And Christie, sitting on the bench, would feel as if he was out there on the pitch.
Okay, that's our football story. No more bashing of Man United for the moment.
You see what he did, huh?
Back in a moment.